Nothing even slows him down in Green Bay.
Nope.
When the ink doesn't run during the rain, you've done a good job. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's right. Darren Sproles having a busy evening.
I like to see that guy in December when we're here.
You will.
Ray Perkins, number 8 out of Southeast Louisiana, is in the ball game at running back. And he'll get the carry. Stop just shy of the 45.
All right, Michael. Darren Sproles, not only is he a return man, and they hope that he's really going to spark this team on returns, because he's got great speed and quickness. And he won't, hesitate sticking his head up. But watch when you get him to the outside and you give him a little bit of room to run. He's got some moves and he can motor it. But get him to the outside.
You have to remember that they have LaDainian Tomlinson.
I know
so
that.
I'm not quite sure they're counting on Darren Sproles to fill that.
Well, they are as a return guy, though.
Yep, absolutely.
And out of bounds shy of the first down is Rivers.
Well, there's some smartness.
Chased out of bounds by James Lee, who was 322 pounds. And Lee and Rivers were woofing at each other. Rivers needs to learn. You don't woof at a guy who's 323.
Just say, excuse me. And probably the deepest part of the Green Bay Packer ball club is their defensive line. They've got quite a bit of depth there. They just need to get people healthy.
Cyphers will punt to Craig Bragg, who stands inside his own 15-yard line. Nice high floater. Bragg hustling up, tries to make the catch, lost the football.
Now, I'm going to tell you that. Now, that's dumb. In the rain or any other time, when that ball is fading and coming down, you do not go up and try to catch it, especially in the rain. That was a dumb play.
Packers get a break to keep the ball.
You have to find people. Change is such a part of this game. You have to go find some young guys. And they brought in Adrian Clemens, a free agent, as one.
Well, I like what Mike Sherman told us. He says, if you take a look at some of the guards that they have now, these guys are huge, a lot bigger than Wall and Rivera. But this offensive line tonight, I mean, they're not doing all that great. If you take a look at the middle of the field, this is where the guards in the center really have to work, and they're not really getting the job done at the point of attack.
And they've been guilty of some penalties as well.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're all a little bit tense about this thing, but they've got some big guys that can play the guard position. And what Sherman was telling us about the nose tackles in their division are huge. So they need bigger guards than they had before.
Well, they tried Clem tonight as a starter. He's 6'4", 318. They got the rookie William Whitaker in there. He's 6'5", 338. So that's size.
You got Matt O'Dwyer at 305.
Right. And these guys are bigger than Wall and Rivera, who were more athletic. Rivera went to the Pro Bowl 3 times. He's a good player.
Those guys were so good, they made it economically impossible for the Packers to keep them.
Sproles at the 33. Trying to get to the outside and can't. Excellent coverage by both teams on special teams tonight. A 43-yard punt, no return. There's a flag down back at the 34-yard line.
During a kick, holding, 57, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And they'll mark that penalty off from the spot of the tackle. We'll talk to LaDainian Tomlinson, perhaps the best back in the game, when we return. Back in Green Bay, 12:09 to go in the game, tied at 7. Cleo Lemon is in at quarterback, replacing Phillip Rivers. And Lemon on the rollout. Throws underneath, complete to Matthew Tant, the backup fullback. Let's go to Chris Berman. He's in the studio for a SportsCenter 30 at 30 update.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. It was hot at the PGA Championships in Baltusrol, New Jersey. Tiger Woods not hot. 5 over 75. Finds themselves 8 shot off the pace. 6 golfers are at 67, including Phil Mickelson. That's Mike Cameron and Carlos Beltran of the Mets in a very scary collision. San Diego, broken nose, multiple fractures at both cheekbones and a concussion for Cameron. Hospital overnight. CAT scan on Beltran. Results not available yet. The Mets, oh, by the way, lost to the Padres 2-1. Mike.
Oh, that was just a terrible collision.
Wow.
Oh,
Jeez.
both cheeks fractured. Good. Well, the Chargers got a first down.
Lemon, the new quarterback out of Arkansas State. He joined his club as a free agent in 2003, 6'2", 215.
Quick, very quick with his movements.
And that one is complete to Carl Morris out of Harvard.
Patrick Denty, number 43, just couldn't stay with him. The rookie out of Rice just lost the ball. I think he lost it in the lights. He keeps looking up.
That's a good excuse. He looked like he never even saw the ball. Look at this.
He's on top. Now, he cannot find it. He has no clue. He has really no clue where the receiver is. Never looked back up for the ball. And when he did look back, he didn't see anything.
Boy, he was just totally lost. So a great break for San Diego as Lemon already has him down to the 24. Inside the 20, down to the 15 goes Ray Perkins. Let's check in with Susie.
Mike LaDainian Tomlinson and I were just marveling at the dedication of these Packer fans. What's it like for you to be here?
Oh, it's awesome, man. I mean, the history that's in this stadium, the people are great, the fans. Even us coming here, the fans were great to us. And a lot of times in stadiums, you don't see that.
How often do you get to come to a place like this and take the time to really explore?
Not often. In fact, yesterday I had the opportunity to come to the stadium and look at the history of the Packers, the Hall of Famers, different guys like that. And it was awesome to see.
You know, a lot of backs have great talent, but what is it that makes a back truly special?
I think just the heart and determination. Whenever you go out there on the football field, you got to make them guys respect you. You got to play like every player's your last, and I think that's what defines a great back.
Across the country, fantasy football publications have you #1. What are your goals?
I got high goals. I'll be lying if I say I did it. You know, I want to surpass the 2,000 mark and also lead the league in rushing. That's a big goal of mine. I haven't done that yet, so I'm looking forward to trying to do that.
Give us an idea of, in the offseason, the tiny details to become the best.
Well, you got to keep that dedication. The days you don't want to work out as you get older, you know, there are days where you don't want to really work out. You got to make sure you continue to work hard and make sure that, you know, you outworking everybody else.
Have a great season.
Thank you.
All right, Susie, that catch ruled good by Ruvell Martin.
If we had instant replay, I don't believe that catch would be good. We do have instant replay.
No, I think he was out of bounds.
I think he bobbled it. I just didn't think he had possession of the ball. Watch. That ball, he does not have possession inbounds. There's no question that should be an incompletion.
And all the official is looking at
There goes the red flag.
Does he have control of it when he hits the ground?
No, he doesn't even have control of it in the end zone.
What I'm saying is what the official is looking at. All right, here comes the ball inside now. Does he have control of it here? His left foot is out of bounds.
He never had control of it inbounds.
Two feet inbounds. But the thing about it, the official was standing there just looking at him to see, did you come down with the ball and hold on to it? Then he put up his hands for the touchdown. This will not be a touchdown.
Mike Sherman challenging.
He's challenging the ruling on the field.
Pete Morelli will go through the process of evaluating this challenge. A nice throw by Lemon. Has made a couple of good throws since he came in the ballgame.
I like the way he moves. I mean, he's quick. He's quick away from the center. Sets up real nice. little bit like Drew Brees. It's funny how guys play together and they start to take on a little bit of the mannerisms. One thing I saw when Aaron Rodgers was in the game, he pitched the ball back to the back, and as he came out to the right, as we've seen Brett Favre do so many times, he throws his arm up like he's doing a jump pass. And it's just one of those things that he's learning. I mean, Brett may not intentionally go out and mentor, and I didn't either. None of us did. It's not a bad thing that you don't go mentor guys. Guys have responsibility to do their job, but you pick up little things that they do.
We've got a timeout. We'll check on the replay challenge when we come back. The Packers have challenged the ruling.
Did not have 2 feet in bounds and possession. Pass is incomplete. Green Bay will not be charged with a timeout.
Did you hear that, Joe? 2 feet. 2 feet.
I know.
They only had 1 feet. You gotta have both of them in there. If you can see that official right on the goal line, what he was looking at, I mean, he already thought he made the catch, and he was wondering, did he have control of it when he hit the ground? Well, but it's third down.
Where you have to be careful with the football, too, but you don't want to take a sack. And the conditions are going to make it tough enough to kick now.
Lemon straight back. Oh.
Holding.
There's a holding call that's going to bring this.
A penalty that puts you in a hole.
A 10-yard penalty.
Right.
Looked like Donnell Washington had a great shot at him.
10-yard penalty still. Third down.
And the hold was by Corey Leckerkerker. And I'm not stuttering. There are 3 K's in that name. Leckerkerker.
K-E-R,
Corey
K-E-R.
Leckerkerker, number 64, and he's going to be the guy that's holding. But I'll tell you, this is a great job by Lemon to get himself to the outside.
I like the way Cleo Lemon
Now
moved.
say it again. Corey?
Well, they called it on the wrong guy because Leckerkerker was not the guy that was holding.
Who?
Leckerkerker. That's the way he pronounces his name.
Corey Leckerkerker.
The way he spells it.
L-E-K-K-E-R, K-E-R, K-E-R.
Now they're backed up all the way to the 30. Third and a mile. Pressure again, and Lemon taken down at the 28-yard line. Michael Montgomery, the rookie out of Texas A&M, made the stop. Here comes Nate Kading. He will try a long field goal. The young man who had a chance to win the wild card game against the Jets and did not. This will be from 45 yards to take the lead. Wide left. Packers football. We're still tied.
That's what that penalty does to you. I mean, you miss an opportunity. All of a sudden, it's a sack. It's a penalty. You have a chance to go ahead in the ball game. Now you still wind up with a tie.
He's one of the few guys that could raise that bridge without
I'll
a
bet.
motor.
Don't call him Raymond.
He and Butkus were the most fearsome linebackers.
Sam Huff is another one.
Loose ball. San Diego has it at the 26. Dropped by J.T. O'Sullivan.
I think he thought that Walt Williams was supposed to take the ball. I think Walt Williams thought it was a play fake.
Sean Phillips ends up making the recovery, number 95, after O'Sullivan's fumble.
Well, I tell you what, you're right about Williams. Williams is taking a fake. He's not taking the ball.
Yeah, well, but, you know, J.T. O'Sullivan, he just drops it. O'Sullivan just drops it. I mean, it's either in somebody's stomach or it's in your hand if you're the quarterback. It's not in between. If it's in between, it winds up exactly where it did, on the ground.
So Cleo Lemon right back in business at the 27-yard line with 7:52 to go in the game. He's got Tant and Perkins behind him as the running backs. Tant blocking for Perkins. and Perkins will lose a yard. He's dragged down by Roy Manning, the rookie free agent out of Michigan.
You know what? You talk about preseason games, and I love this part in the game because you got guys in here right now that you may never see again, and they are really fighting for a job. You take a look at these guys. You think they aren't hustling and excited about making a tackle? Are you kidding me?
There aren't many spots open on either one of these ball clubs, and these guys are really struggling to get one of them. Lemon for the end zone again, and out of bounds. Caught by Ravel Martin for the second time, but he's out of bounds.
I don't think he caught this one.
Jason Horton's got to feel like he's getting picked on a little bit. Number 26.
That's because he is.
But, you know, I mean, it's worth the shots. You've got the receivers going down the field. Remember, this is a football team. He wouldn't have been in bounds anyway. This is a football team that relies so much on Antonio Gates, who's not in. Antonio Gates is an exclusive rights free agent, which means that the Chargers are the only ones that he can negotiate with.
Martin couldn't hold on to that ball as he came down. Would have been out of bounds anyway. Perkins on the draw. Got it down to the 27. That's back near the original line of scrimmage, and Paris Lennon made the tackle.
This is what Antonio Gates meant to this football team last year. An NFL record for tight end touchdowns, 13 of them. The former basketball player is almost unstoppable at the tight end position. And when you're in a division like the Chargers are, you've got to figure people are going to score points, and they have to figure out a way to get him into camp.
Here comes Kading again. This time he'll try a 44-yarder. And he missed it again.
But this one was wide right.
Oh, that's good. You got to remember something. The last kick he missed was at the end of last season.
Packers and Chargers are still tired because Nate Kading has missed 2 field goals, and Marty Schottenheimer was just ripping him on the sideline after the second miss. So Green Bay dodges a couple of bullets and takes over from their own 35. Walt Williams with the carry. So let's take you back to last year in a wild card playoff game. Chargers down by 7 to the Jets, 4th and goal from the 2. A roughing the passer penalty gives San Diego a new chance. All they could do was throw it toward the end zone. After a Chargers touchdown forced overtime, Kading had a chance to win it. The field goal attempt sailed wide right, and Doug Bryan won it for the Jets later on a 28-yarder. So Kading has missed 2 more tonight in the preseason, and you saw Marty Schottenheimer's reaction. He didn't care for it at all.
Well, and then you take a look at that whole sequence. You know, the Jets go on and wind up losing to the Steelers by a field goal.
You know, and don't say, well, you know, it really doesn't matter because it's a preseason game. Yes, it does to that young man, because this stuff sticks in his head. And he gets to thinking, yeah, I mean, the last 3 field goals that I've made in competition, I've missed, or I've attempted, I've missed. And I guarantee you, it gets in your head.
Enough of the kid glove stuff.
3rd and 9 from the 36.
3rd down and 9 as we approach the 5-minute mark. J.T. O'Sullivan straight back to throw, trying to keep the drive alive. His receiver fell down and he overthrew it badly as Andre Thurman appeared to be trying to make a cut and just couldn't keep his footing.
Andre Thurman's had a busy night. He's done a real nice job on a couple of kick returns. Had one dropped from Aaron Rodgers that was thrown a little bit behind him, and this time he's fallen down.
Back deep to receive, Marcus Curry.
B.J. Sander will kick to Marcus Curry, a rookie from Michigan, a free agent. Good kick this time. Curry from the 19. Good move to pick up some extra yardage. He's back to the 30 after a 45-yard punt. Walt Williams made the tackle.
Randy Moss, when you talk to the Green Bay Packers, they are not sorry to see him leave this division. Look at these. Look at these things. 13 games against the Packers. 12 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, 66 receptions. Randy Moss loved to play in big shows, and Lambeau Field was a big show for him. Now the San Diego Chargers get to inherit him as he's gone on to the Oakland Raiders, and I think he'll have the same kind of impact. He averaged 13 touchdowns a year all the time he was at the Minnesota Vikings. I just don't see that performance falling back one bit.
Isn't he the most dangerous wide receiver you've ever seen?
That I have, and I'll tell you what, I've been around for 45 years, and I'll tell you right now, well, we had Lance Allworth, he was pretty good, but I'll tell you what, this guy, Randy Moss, is just fluid. I mean, everything about him, and he's going to go to the Oakland Raiders, and I'm going to tell you something, they like to get the ball down the field, and here's a guy that can get down the field. I really and truly believe, you look at the hands and the concentration on him, I truly believe that they have never really timed Randy Moss. And we were talking to Al Harris, and I said, I don't think anybody really knows how fast Randy Moss really is. And he said, I believe you, because he's only as fast as he has to be.
He also has the best ball skills of any receiver I've seen. The only other person that I think was like him when it came to finding the ball was Deion Sanders.
Second and 5 as they get up to the 30. They have certainly put together a collection of talent, as Al Davis has had a want to do in Oakland throughout his career. But this time, after some frustrations, they may have gotten this right with the guys they've collected on this ball club.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've got some absolute speed on that football
Not
team.
only that, and Randy Moss is certainly a great addition for them, but I think the guy that can make a difference is Lamont Jordan. When they got Lamont Jordan, it solved a big problem for them at running back. That was when they got him from the Jets. So they've helped the offensive side. The defense is the thing that they have to be concerned with. That's where they have to get better.
3rd and 5, and they keep the drive alive with a complete pass to Carl Morris, the young man out of Harvard. And no, it's going to be, is it short?
Incomplete.
Yeah, it looks like it's, they're going to rule it incomplete. That's why.
Mike, you have to think about that division, too. Kansas City's window of opportunity, I think, is just about closing. They have to get something done. Gunther Cunningham's got to get that defense up to speed. So Kansas City is a viable threat there. Oakland, we feel like, will be better. Certainly San Diego proved a year ago they could. And the Denver Broncos, there's still a mystique about Mile High. I think they made a huge mistake with Maurice Clarett, but that's still a very dynamic football team.
Cyphers with a beautiful kick. Bragg driven all the way back to the 16-yard line. Trying to get to the outside, looking for a block. And Bragg pushed out of bounds near the 27-yard line. But Clarett, if that's a mistake for Denver, that's not going to cost them a lot, right?
No, but it's a 3rd-round pick. I think it's a valuable pick that was that was made up. And then, when you take a look at just into this division now with the Green Bay Packers, you have to think, with Brett Favre rededicated the way he is, you take a look at the performance that he put on tonight. I think he's just served notice that I'm here to win football games. I feel great about it. I think his head is much clearer for him coming into this year with all the things that have gone on. You look at the numbers that he posted in the first 2 quarters. Played a lot of football in this preseason game, I thought, for a guy who is of his stature.
I don't think it was by design either, Joe. I think it was his design, not by the coaching staff. But he was going to play for as long as he wanted to play.
Another fumble.
Joey Harris got out to the 32. It looked like he was down. The Packers will.
Got hats flying, officials diving in. Oh, the Chargers have
got it again.
Another opportunity for the San Diego Chargers.
Gabe Franklin with the recovery.
Well, I'll tell you what, is you got guys, when you get in the middle of that field and they're going after the ball, they're not, on a wet day like this is what they're taught to do. Don't worry about hitting the guy. Strip the ball, because they really have problems holding on to it.
Joey Harris out of Purdue, who fumbled that football and gives San Diego yet another chance.
Paul, you said it before. There are lots of ways to get yourself cut. There are very few ways to make a ball club. Putting the ball on the ground is one of those ways to get out of town.
Cut.
Draw play, Perkins. I think right now Nate Kading would love to see them score a touchdown.
Or get down to the one.
I hope he's looking forward to the next opportunity, because if he's hoping that they score, they really have a head case on their problem. Or they have a head case on their hands.
The thing of the best way that he can overcome that Joe, that thing in his head, he's got. I think if I were him, I'd be hoping that I could kick another field goal.
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
Right now, I want to be able to kick another field goal.
From this
and a long one. I don't want some short guy.
I'd want it next week.
Well, you don't like the rain either. Now they're going to make some mistakes and get themselves out of field goal range. But if you know Marty, we're coming down to 2 minutes. He's going to attempt it.
Prior to the snaps, false start. 46, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Landon Trusty, one of the tight ends.
It's a great name, isn't it?
Yeah, Landon Trusty.
Can't trust Trusty. Who can you trust?
It's out of Central Arkansas.
It's not like but it's good.
No, they're right next to each other, though. Yeah. Tackle and tight end.
By the way, his first name is Corey, just in case anybody's curious.
It's a wonderful name. Now they're going to roll it down to the 2 minutes.
2nd and 10 from the 31.
Got a timeout. 2-minute warning here in Green Bay. Chargers and Packers tied at 7. Start the clock. They did. Now they backed it up to 2:07. Out in the flat for only a couple. The catch made by Matthew Tant, the rookie from Vanderbilt, dragged down immediately. And once again, we have reached the 2-minute warning. Let's go to Susie.
Well, guys, there haven't been many highlights since Brett Favre left the game, but he certainly did give us some thrills early on. We got the first look at a new-look Brett Favre. Told us how he rededicated himself in the offseason. Really what it took was looking back over the last few years and realizing that in the offseason, he wasn't motivating himself enough. Once he could admit that, he went out, he got help, he got a personal trainer, he's fitter, he's leaner, he worked on that core strength, and maybe this was just a little preview of what we're going to see this season from Brett Favre.
And Susie, when we met with him the other day, he was just in tremendous shape, and he is approaching some marks that obviously put him in the top 3 all-time. Touchdown passes, he is second right now with 376, third in passing yards, third in wins with 135, and he's first in toughness, 205 consecutive starts.
And you look at what he has had to overcome over the last 3 years, the personal tragedies that he's gone through with his family. Plus, guys, I don't think I've ever seen anybody play with the thumb. When he broke his right thumb,
you're right.
And he had that splint on it, and he played the entire year with it. We did the game right after he played. I believe it was in Minnesota. Watching him throw the football with the splint on was just phenomenal. I mean, I would have thought it would have been impossible for him.
Well, he said it only hurt when he breathed.
So he's done the impossible throughout his career. He has made some throws that all of us said, you can't do that.
Well, I'll tell you the thing that's frightening is when we sat down 14 years ago when he came here, he weighed 252 pounds, folks.
But he was happy.
Well, certainly our best goes out to his wife, Deanna, who has been fighting breast cancer and seems to be getting much better. We hope that progress continues. 3rd and 7 for San Diego. Lemon throws too high.
There we go again.
That's intended for Rob Milanese.
All right,
I'll tell you what, if this guy is any good, he wants this in this situation right now. He's going to make it. If he isn't, he's not getting on the plane. He just moves right over here to this team.
You're like a former San Diego Charger, aren't you?
Yeah, former.
And Marty's, well, you and Marty were roommates?
We played for Buffalo. We were not roommates. I would never room with Mark. No, let me explain something to you. No, the answer to that is no.
This will be from 46. He's missed from 44 and 45 in the range.
And 46.
Holy cow. Well, these are not easy kicks.
No.
They're long, they're in the rain on a wet field, and there's some wind.
Who cares?
But you got to make one of them.
You got to make it. And the thing about it is they have the distance to do it, and he's just not accurate. And that, you know, and it's not the holder and it's not the snapper, because that ball is coming back and the ball is down.
And if you remember, the kick he missed in the playoff game was wide right. 2 of the 3 tonight have been almost in the same exact spot.
That baby wasn't even close.
Third-round draft choice out of Iowa.
Well, he knows it. Looks like when you hit a tee shot, Paul. As soon as the ball strikes the club, you just turn and walk away.
I have never had a bad shot in golf.
No, I know. Never had a good one.
Well, they're all good.
Packers take over at their own 36. They have continually given the ball right back to San Diego, and the Chargers can't take advantage of it. It's going to be an incomplete pass out in the flat that will stop the clock at 1:43.
If it goes to overtime.
Oh, no, he said it.
No, you've been thinking it for a while. Don't look at me.
Said it. I
No,
didn't say
no.
it. I didn't say it.
No, it'll be a full 15 minutes. First team that scores wins. Maybe.
J.T. O'Sullivan out of California Davis, the quarterback. Gets as much out of that one as he can. Driven out of bounds by Robert Pollard.
Pollard runs him out.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 4 with 1:36 to go. And I'll guarantee you the last thing either one of these coaches want to see
is overtime.
And only because of injury. The
Exactly.
longer your team is out there, and you don't care if it's the young guys and the third stringers, the longer your team is out there, the more chance you have to get them hurt. On the other side of that, you get another 10, 15 minutes maybe to evaluate people.
Yeah, but let's be honest about it. These are 3rd or 4th team guys. There's not a lot of evaluation going to be going on with these guys.
Well, Ryan Longwell, he'll be warming up, and he's going to have his shot at it. And he said, just get me a little bit closer than you got those other guys. But I'll tell you something. Since Favre left this game, the deepest that Green Bay has penetrated in Charger territory is their 48.
Well, they got 4 yards to go.
You got to take your shoes off for that 4 yards.
This, you know what, Mike? This stage of the game is important to J.T. O'Sullivan because he's in competition with Craig Nall for one of those spots. Because you know Aaron Rodgers is going to be on the roster for the Packers.
Look at here. Look at here.
As this pass completed to Jamal Jones.
All right. Now, Longwell in the pregame, just take a look at this. These are some pretty good shots.
54-yarder. Of course, the weather conditions were quite a bit different.
That was before it
a few
started
hours
raining.
ago.
Well, you know.
Mike Sherman, in the last year of his contract, as he's given up the general manager duties, actually they were taken away from him. And he also is the play caller.
O'Sullivan, the pocket collapses on him, and then he throws the ball toward the sideline in the direction of Ben Steele, but out of bounds.
You know what? You just take a look at these guys on both. Look at Favre. You take a look at these guys on both sidelines. Now, this is a preseason game. Doesn't even go in the book. Doesn't count. But it does to these guys on both of these teams. I mean, it's just that we want to win. We want to win.
The only
care if it's a preseason game.
The only guys sitting on the bench are the defense of the Green Bay Packers, and they're being talked to by the coach. Everybody else is up watching to see what's going on.
Chargers the same.
2nd and 10. O'Sullivan out in the flat, and that was wide. And Andre Thurman was open, could have picked up easily 5 or 6 yards.
O'Sullivan had to realize he had time. You have time, young man. Just take your time. And with the weather conditions, your guys are going to get open because your guys know where they're going. The defense doesn't.
And the Packers have 2 timeouts left, so that if they do need to kick and punt him in deep, they might be able to get it back with a chance to do something if they can't convert here.
They need at least one more first down to give the field goal unit a chance. O'Sullivan out in the flat and dragged down as Ben Steele, well shy of a first down. At the 36, Bobby Farmer made the tackle.
Longwells wants to kick it. He said, I can make it. He just told the guy, I'm telling you, he looked at the bench and said, I can make it. Let me go in.
This will be 52, 53 yards.
I'll tell you what now, if he makes this, you don't think that he's going to jam Katie's mind?
Oh, I mean, it's a difference between a 9-year vet and a second-year guy.
Don't care. It's going to still jam his mind. Nope. Chargers are taking a timeout.
Oh.
Let's ice the kicker.
The kicker's been standing on the sidelines for how long?
3 days.
15 minutes?
Since Monday.
And now that he's out there, let's ice him.
January, actually.
Let's ice him.
That's true. He's been there since January. That's a great line.
What's another minute or two?
That's right.
Hey, I've been waiting a long time, guys.
He's getting his shoes. It's 8 game time to get his shoe cleaned up.
So the situation is 4th down and 6.
Great
and
place
Longwell
for
will come in to try. I was just going to say, I'm really surprised they sent the kicker out here in the rain.
I would have thought they might have gone for it on 4th down.
I
Use
did
their
too.
timeouts.
I did too.
Obviously, San Diego's been struggling a little bit to move the ball.
You guys, we talked about this a few moments ago. They want to get this over with. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
The only problem is here, look what happens. If he misses this thing, the Chargers will get the ball at their own 43 with a timeout.
38 seconds to go.
Yay.
Longwell to give him the lead.
Please make it.
He got it! Oh, boy.
Holy cow, he did it! Through the rain and the wind, a 53-yarder, and Nate Kading has to watch the opposition kicker come through with a huge kick after he blew a couple.
Boy, I'll tell you what. If you don't think that's going to eat at him a little bit, and again, I don't care if it's a preseason, but look at this ball.
That does not make it by a whole lot. But it made it by enough. You know, when you talk to the players here, and it's a preseason game, but they say to you, it's still Lambeau Field, and we win at Lambeau Field. If it's a football game, we win.
Look at this. Look at Favre. There's Favre.
33 seconds left. Kading has got to be eaten up inside, but they still have a chance. A big return.
And the only consolation for him is this doesn't count.
Yes.
And he's going to have 3 more games to get himself squared away.
Ooh, and a big smile on Ryan Longwell's face, and why not? That was a tremendous kick. Darren Sproles, the rookie from Kansas State, is replacing Tim Dwight as the kick returner is deep. Good kick by Longwell. Sproles backs to the 5. Found a seam across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Michael Montgomery with his second tackle on special teams.
You know, as a rookie, that's how you get noticed. Crucial part of the game. It looks like the back's going to break through. You make a big play. You're a defensive lineman where they're a little deep anyway, but yet you can stay another week or 2.
Favre, do you think he's having a good time? He says, boy, you know, I've seen everything. I've seen everything.
I think the guy's having a good time right now is Ryan Longwell. And he should.
Cleo Lemon is the quarterback. Lemon over the middle, complete to the 45-yard line to Gary Camarillo. A gain of 17.
The Chargers will have one timeout left after this, which means that they're probably going to have to get a completion downfield if he can, spike the ball, save the timeout if you want to get another one in the field to give Kading another opportunity.
Send the punter in.
Oh,
They did a study on a pass more than 20 yards downfield. It takes 12 or 13 seconds for the best teams to get downfield and spike the ball. So if you take 7 seconds to complete the pass, you're probably not going to make it down there on a 20-yarder.
not going to go to 20. Hey, but this has been an exciting game out. Philadelphia comes into Pittsburgh on Monday night. Woo!
Well, hope you'll join us for a full night of football Monday, 7 Eastern. Monday Night Countdown starts it all. Then Donovan McNabb and the Eagles travel to Pittsburgh to take on Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers at 8 as our preseason coverage continues.
What a year Roethlisberger had as a rookie, huh?
Only undefeated quarterback in the regular season.
19 seconds to go, out in the flat. And getting out of bounds is Ray Perkins to stop the clock at 12.
Well, the Green Bay Packers are doing a real good job. They're just not giving them anything deep towards the sidelines. If you're going to throw it towards the sidelines, make them throw it to a back, chew some time out, up, and then let it go.
Here comes
Benny the
Chucklehead out on the
Benny the nitwit
out on the field. And he is belted by a couple of security guys. That's Brett Favre reacting to it as they drilled him on the tackle.
Favre said, let's sign that guy, that cop that just nailed the guy.
Big Tony Finotti figuring, hey, that's what I like to see people get. Only linemen appreciate people getting hit all the time.
And that young man will be escorted away.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you a question, Paul McGuire.
Okay.
If you are the kicker, Nate Kading, you still want another shot at this one? Oh, sure you do.
I mean, his career may be on the line. You take a look at this kid. You know, he's missed, Mike. His last 4, he's missed. I'm going back to last year. And there's a lot of things going through him. We always talk about kickers are a little weird. Well, think about it, bud.
Well, I just know that I've worked. No, I don't know.
Excuse me, you punted once.
Now all of a sudden you call me a kicker.
They need 18 yards to give him a 53-yarder, and I think that is going to be offsides on Montgomery. He got a quick start coming across from the left defensive end. That would give them 5.
Please set the game clock to 12 seconds. Prior to the snap, false start. 66, offense. 5-yard penalty still, second down.
Oh, and they called that on the offense.
There comes a point where you just have to throw it up in the air, and you're pretty close to that point right now. Hope for a pass interference call, batted ball, something.
And just remember what, you know, it's a point of thought, but anybody can call timeout. Like you remember the coaches, the only guy that can call timeout or the designated guy would have been the quarterback. But if the receiver catches it, he can go down and call timeout.
Or the coach can on the sideline.
Lemon taking a lot of time. And he's sacked back at the 32. They'll call a timeout as Montgomery comes through to get the sack. The rookie out of Texas A&M.
But that is one of those situations. I mean, we're in coaching points now, but as a quarterback, you just throw it up. You might as well.
Yeah, you know, it's really a darned if you do, darned if you don't. You're trying to buy some time because the defensive line knows. Look at the pressure he's under. I mean, you got to give guys a chance to get downfield, and normally you do it by trying to get outside the pocket, except that what he's finding out is that those defensive linemen are pretty quick.
Montgomery has had a rather impressive ball game on special teams and also a defensive line.
How about that hit he made on Sproles coming up in the middle?
Absolutely. Yes, Sproles knows who he is. 5 seconds to go.
Yes.
That was the first sack of the ball game.
Just throw it.
Packers. Yeah, this is the moment Joe was talking about, the moment where you just throw it up.
I knew there was a moment coming.
Yeah.
Throw it.
This is it.
There you go.
Jump ball and batted down. And that's it. The Green Bay Packers have won it over the San Diego Chargers 10-7. Stay tuned for SportsCenter for Joe Theismann.